And so in this video, we show you how to generate a random number in a specified range. And so in our question, we need to generate a number between 15 and 45. How do we use the rand function? I know most of the YouTube tutorials and most of the websites just show you the formula without really explaining the idea behind it. So to generate a random number, you need to understand what is the rand function. The rand function will return a value, a pseudo-generated random number between 0 and rand max. And the rand max is a constant which can vary from one compiler to another. You can see out rand max, it is around 30k. But now assume that the rand function will generate, we build this assumption that the rand function will generate a number between 0 and positive infinity. So that is infinity. In order to generate the random number in this range, we need to apply the concept of shifting and scaling. So this is scaling and shifting. Now, because this function returns a number to infinity, we need to scale it. So we need to scale it down, cap it to a limit. We need to have a limit to this function. How do we limit this function? We simply use the modulus operator. With the modulus operator, let's say we do the modulus operator 46. Now, this modulus operator is going to be capping the return value of the rand function to 45. So this formula here would generate a random number between 0 and 45. Let's say, for instance, we put rand 24. Well, rand 24 would generate a number between 0 and 23. So the modulus, so in short, the modulus caps your value. You cannot exceed 24. You cannot exceed 23 when you have modulus 24. That is the idea of scaling. So now, if we have this formula, there we generate a number between 0 and 45. However, we need a number between 15 and 45. So we now do the concept of shifting. Now with shifting, you can shift this 0 to become 15. So to do so, you need to add 15 to this. If you add 15, the new range would become 15. And so 15 plus 0 will be 15. 15 plus 45 will be equal to 60. So with this formula here, you are generating a random number between 15 and 60. However, what we need is 45. We still didn't arrive to the intended range. Therefore, we need to manipulate the value of the rand function. So in order to do so, I recommend opening the calculator, then getting the value, the capped value. Our cap limit is 45. So we can do our cap limit is 46. So 46 minus 15 will be equal to 31. So you can do 31 instead of 46. Now what will happen is that this formula generates a random number between 0 and 30. However, now you are adding 15. So if you add 15 to this function, therefore you get 15 to 45. And that is the concept of shifting and scaling. So the final formula to generate a random number between 15 and 45 is this formula. I hope you found this helpful, and thank you.